Vanna White ain't had a raise in 18 years. So maybe you have been in the spheres or on the nets and you have seen that Vanna White has hired an attorney to help her negotiate her salary. And as she's moving along in that process, the discovery is that Vanna White's annual salary is $3 million and Pat Sajak's salary is $15 million. Now, I am not here to argue who adds more value, who's more important. That is irrelevant to this conversation and to you. But what I do want to draw your attention to is how important it is to negotiate and be raising your salary incrementally over time. So depending on what the outcome is as far as salary, the negotiation is going to be very intense. And it's because at this point, Vanna White is making a big leap. But I did a little calculation, and by calculations, I mean ChatGPT, to figure out what would she have needed to ask for annually over the 18-year period to hit the same mark. And the numbers are astonishing. So let's just say for kicks and giggles that Vanna is trying to negotiate the same salary as Pat Sajak, which is that $15 million annual mark. She would be in a hardball negotiation for a $12 million jump. And this is a shock to anyone's system, including Sony. Now, I want to say Sony they have the money. Okay, I looked at Sony's revenue and their profit, and they are in the billions. But what I want to really help you think about is it harder for her in this moment to be negotiating for $12 million, or could she have been negotiating for roughly $600,000 a year for 18 years? The latter clearly is so much easier to do from an investment standpoint, right? From an energy standpoint, and even from a skill standpoint. Let's wash and repeat with different numbers and say that her ideal salary is $7.5 million a year. She could have reached that same number over 18 years simply by getting a $262,000 raise a year. Listen, investment bankers tell us the power of compound interest, and the same principle applies to your salary. I've done videos in the past about bonuses versus pay increases, and I, as much as possible, encourage people to go for pay increases. Why? It is because of the magic of compound interest, that as you raise your floor, it consistently is going to give you benefits over time. How you can apply this to yourself is to get in the habit of pursuing pay increases on a regular rhythm. Even if you are the person who feels like, hey, I am not really good at negotiating and it's just something that feels really, really hard to do, let me ask you, what feels harder, going for that big, big jump or those small incremental changes? And the crowd said small incremental changes. I want to encourage you to start getting in the habit of building this muscle slowly but surely. And if you need some help with this, I'm always here.